Man, we are moving now. Welcome to Empower Your Presentations Session 5. Offer the goods. We're talking presentations here, so let's get rocking. This is Offer the Goods. This is the time we present. Now, if you notice, this is the midpoint of the entire Empower process. We've done all this setup. There were 3 steps prior to this. There are 3 steps after this. Offering your presentation, offer your products, goods, and services happens only in the middle of it all. You've got to collect all the information. You've got to do the right things. In reality, prospects do not really want your offering. Let that sink in. Oh, they do, but our stuff is really good. I get it. In reality, they don't really want it. But nobody wants my stuff either. Nobody wants anything that anybody has. They don't really want your offering. What they want are the benefits they will derive by purchasing your offering. Again, the simple one is nobody likes the steak. They want the sizzle. People don't want a way to save money on their watering system. What they want is the money so they can utilize it on their family. They don't want the watering system. They want the savings so they can go do something. It's not about your product. And the quicker that you understand that. Now, I'm not saying don't be proud of your product. I'm not saying that in the least. What I am saying is it's all about benefits. What's in it for them? It all starts and should stay focused on what's in it for them. It's got to be about them. Everything that you present is about them. When I was on stage presenting stock market education, there wasn't anything. I had 27,000 people in front of me, and I can assure you, not a single one of them wanted stock market education. What they wanted was the money they could derive from that education so they could treat their family better. It was about treating their family better. This was the way that that was accomplished. Now, I'm just telling you, it's what it is. They don't buy what it is, they buy what it does for them. They don't buy what it is, they buy what it does for them. What means it's got to be about benefits, 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 benefits. Now, I am so convinced of this. And in fact, back in my corporate days, seems like 100 years ago these days, but I was asked to help write a sales training manual for a refrigerator. And we had a double dimpled egg tray. Now, what's a double dimpled egg tray, you say? Well, it's a double dimpled egg tray. That's the feature, is the double. The advantage is it had 2 dimples, so it could store the eggs small and down. That's the advantage. That's something good about the feature. And so the president of the company said, "What's the benefit?" I said, "Fluffy omelets." And he said, "We can't put fluffy omelets in our training manual." I said, "Why not?" "That's the benefit. I'm going to get a fluffy omelet because my egg was stored properly." You cannot believe how long we fought over that. By the way, I didn't win, although I was correct, but I did not win because they went with a different benefit that the eggs would last longer. The reason you have a double dimpled egg tray is because you can store the small end down so that your eggs will last longer and taste better. Okay. That's a fluffy omelet in my book. But anyway, I didn't win. I'm just saying it's about benefits, 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 benefits. If you can't understand what's in it for them, that's why you got to do the qualification process. If you purchase this product, what would be the main benefit that you're looking for it to deliver? Do you understand? If you ask that question in step 3, they will tell you what it will take for them to say yes, because they'll give you the benefit that they're looking for. Present your products, goods, and services professionally. Get good at this, gang. You're a rock star. Be the rock star that you truly are. How do you do that? Present. Don't pitch. I said this in one of the other lessons. Baseball players pitch. Professionals present. Excuse me, a little tickle there. Must have been for emphasis. Present. Don't pitch. Be a professional. Remember, customers always buy you first. So if you're a schmuck, you got a problem. Now, I'm not suggesting you're a schmuck because you bought this course, and you and schmucks don't buy this course. Really good people buy this course. For that, I am appreciative. Thank you so much. But customers always buy you first. It's one of the reasons, as an example, on these videos, we do trailers to share a little bit about what the product is, but so that you can actually see me, the creator of the product, because they buy you first. Understand, you better have your act together, because whatever you're selling is contingent upon however you look while you're selling it. Watch for unexpected opportunities. What does that mean? You can be talking to somebody and you can be they can be going down the path towards buying your product, and all of a sudden say, well, I got 10 friends that could use this as well. That's an unexpected opportunity. They just told you they have 10 more customers for you potentially. So you have to utilize the intel gained in Prep for Success. And then you have to also be listening for opportunities as you're doing it. It's pretty simple, actually. Presenting is systematic. Now, there's a number of different ways you can do it. So, as an example, feature, advantage, benefit. Some people call it feature, function, benefit. It's been termed a lot of different ways, but a feature is merely a thing. Vendors, manufacturers, innovators build all sorts of things on their product. If you are in a holistic discipline, your title is a thing. I taught at 4 chiropractic colleges a year for many years, and I used to tell the doctors, you're wonderful, but you're a thing. The chiropractor themselves is a thing. So to pound your chest and say, oh, look, I am this, doesn't matter what this is ridiculous, because it ain't about you anyway. It's not about that thing, whatever that thing is. You might have great things, but it ain't about your things. The advantage is something good about the thing. It's why your thing is better than somebody else's thing. But that's about all it is. It's the advantage. My thing is better because it's, who knows, bigger, thicker, jump small buildings in a single bound. Who knows why your thing is better? But it's an advantage. The benefit is what's in it for them. They're buying the benefit. So it all comes down to benefits. Now, I'll give you just if you could just embody this one fact, you will present so much better and you will be so much more successful. Because once you get it reframed in your head, and once you understand this in your mind completely, you'll realize it's always, that's why again, let's go back to the question I asked earlier. How can I be of service to you? If I can serve them, there is a benefit to them. And that benefit then grows trust between us. So again, this all ties together, gang. I mean, this is why you can be phenomenally successful. How do I know? Because I've trained hundreds, if not thousands, of salespeople with this to be able to be more successful because they talk from the right position. Do the right things. It's amazing what happens. The other thing you need to do is test your presentation with so what? Well, we've been in business 30 years. So what? Well, our office is right down the block. So what? Well, do you understand? Neither one of those sentences or neither one of those statements is tied to what it will do for me. You've been in business 30 years. So what? What that means is, what does it mean to me that you've been in business for 30 years? Translate that for me. That's what people don't do with their features, is they fail to translate them into what does it do for them. I've been in business 30 years is a statement that somebody could easily say, so what to? I bring that up. Here's the advantage. I bring that up so that you understand we're here to stay. Still just the advantage, not there yet, because ultimately serving you and having you satisfied is our top priority. Oh, so my satisfaction is the benefit. Okay, now I'll buy while you're in business for 30 years. But see, when people just start to list, I'm in business for 30 years, my office is down the street, I've got 10 people, I jump over buildings. So what? So what? So what? So what? So what? I help people lose weight. So what? What does that do for them? See, if you can't translate that, it's not taken to the next direction. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I mean, that's what I'm trying to get through here. You know, we've been in business for 30 years. So what? We use berries from the Amazon in our drink. So what? You'll be able to prospect faster. So what? What does that do for me? How does that translate into anything that benefits me? We've been in business for 30 years, giving you the confidence you said was important to you when you were choosing a vendor. Your confidence. You'll be able to prospect faster so you can finish your day sooner, so you can make it home to your amazing wife and kids before they go to bed. Ah, now it makes sense why I want to prospect faster. I want to prospect faster. So what? So I can prospect faster. What's that do for me? You can prospect faster so you can finish your day sooner. You can get home to your amazing wife and kids before they go to bed and spend some special time. God, I want to save that time prospecting. See how this works? So again, as we present systematically, one thing I'd suggest, and I think I'm the only one who teaches it, but who knows, is that's the reverse the order. See, feature is about them. Advantage is something good about them. Benefit is finally about the customer. Well, if the concepts work, flip it. Customer first, the benefit, then the advantage, then the feature. Flip it around. See, the benefit is what they buy. Why wouldn't you want to have that first? You know, your satisfaction is number one with us. It's why we've been around for 30 years, to give you the confidence, the advantage. And it's really the confidence that's important. Yeah, we've been here 30 years. That's the feature. The feature gets downplayed because the benefit is what really is important. The advantage is still something good about the thing. It's just in a different order. The feature is merely that thing. So again, if you can learn to do this systematically, present benefit, advantage, feature in reverse, you know, getting home to be with your kids. We understand the importance of family life for you and your wife, which is why we've got a tool that allows you to prospect faster. You notice how if you flip that around, the thing that they really want is in the lead. Well, if it's all about them, why don't we give them what they really want? Getting home before the kids go to bed, the benefit, because I've become so much more efficient prospecting, the advantage is why I love the connection generator at Be Connected as an example, the feature. It happens to be tied to a feature. So presentation design, it also becomes very important. Tell them what you're going to tell them. Tell them. Tell them what you told them. Today, we're going to talk about how you can be more successful by learning the knowledge and the skills delivered through Empower Your Presentations. Now, we've been talking about this for some time. Let me tell you about what's going on, and let me go through all these steps. And then let me come back and summarize what I've told you to this point. Tell them what you're going to tell them. Tell them what you told them. Now, when it comes to presentation design, I present initially at a 5th grade level. I had a conversation 2 days ago with somebody that said, we always used to do that too, except now we present at a 3rd grade level. Boy, that's a sad state of affairs. But the concept is the same. Here's the reason. When you present at a 5th grade level, more people can automatically understand what you're saying. You can always go more technical if requested or if necessary. You can always get more technical. Can't get less technical. Because if you start technical and talk over their head, you will never get them back. Now, how does that happen? How does that look in a presentation? Well, let me give you a couple examples. Again, remember, I talk a lot in the holistic disciplines. Well, I'm a chiropractor, and you've got a subluxation. Oh my God, I've got something that I don't know what it is. Not only do you have a subluxation, you could die. Oh my God, I've got a subluxation. I've got something that I don't know what it is, and I could die. Do you like that chiropractor? Hell no. You got something you don't know what it is, and you don't, and he didn't say something very nice about it. Versus, hey, when a nerve is pressed between 2 bones, some interference is created. Now, if your foot's trying to talk to your brain and that pressure on that nerve keeps that from happening, do you think that's a good thing or a not good thing? It's a not good thing. Well, that's simple interference in the nervous system. Now, technically, we call that a subluxation. And if you let subluxations go long enough, they can create some pretty significant damage, even death. Now, here's the good news. You're here, and we can take care of this right now. Now, which would you rather hear? Would you rather hear it at a 5th grade level, or would you rather hear it at a technical level? My guess is 5th grade level. If you start too technical and go over their head, they'll never come back. Here's what will happen. So when it's time to close the deal, secure the relationship, get the agreement, confirm the agreement, they'll nod their head and go, do you like this? Uh-huh. 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 Do you want to take advantage of it? Uh-uh. Why not? Oh, it's just not right for us right now. That is not the truth. The truth is they have no clue what you've been talking about. You talked over their head. They never stopped you. You kept going. You were proud of how authoritative you were because you were good. You're just good and broke because they're not going to buy because they had no clue what you were saying. Well, why didn't they stop and tell me? Because they will never embarrass themselves. If you're talking technical and it goes over their head and they don't understand and they end up not taking action, they will never tell you it's because you talk too technical or I didn't understand. Why? Because that would embarrass them. They won't do it. They would prefer not to buy than to embarrass themselves. You created it. Start at lower levels. You can always come up. Now, the next part of presentation is always anticipate every potential objection. You might build the best products, goods, and services on the planet, but somebody is going to find something to object to. So anticipate every potential objection and actually build in the answer to that objection in your presentation in advance to kill the objection before it ever happens. Design the answer into each objection into the presentation so that it's answered before it is ever asked. That's huge when you're selling from stage and in time frames. You only have 60 minutes. You don't have 61. You got to get on and off the stage. You got to be as efficient as you possibly can. The way you do it is you anticipate every potential objection ahead of time. Build in a scenario that answers that before it ever gets asked. Make sense? So it saves you time and gains efficiency. If you're making an offer at the end of your presentation, your best success will come through offering only one choice. Do not make multiple offers. The answer is pretty simple to understand. A confused mind does not buy. A confused mind does not take action. Now, you're best off to have a single offer, period, end of conversation. It's going to be this price. You're going to get these bonuses. It's going to happen like this. Thank you. God bless. Take action. The only choice that you could have that's different, if you need multiple offerings, is to make it a triad. And a triad would turn it into a good, better, best situation. Well, for $97, it's good. For $297, it's better. And $497, it's rock solid. It is the best. Cool. Now it's good, better, best. And if your good, better, best percentages say most people will buy the better, they'll drop into the middle. Typically, there's lots of different studies on this. But if you're going to offer one thing or three things, not 10 things, not two things, one or three. It's the best way to do it. And presentation execution, be absolutely congruent with your actions, words, and deeds. I mean, your tonality, you can't say, boy, I am so excited, and have your tone sound like somebody just shot your dog. You're going to say, boy, I'm really excited. Now your tone matches both the words and the pacing. But you got to be congruent in your actions, your words, your deeds. This is why if you're presenting a lot of things and you're doing it publicly, I say today, live like you're on camera. Because in essence, you are. You're on camera 100% of the time. So live your life as if you're on camera so that you're congruent in your words, actions, and deeds. It just makes sense. You are physically part of the presentation. In fact, studies show as much as 55% of the presentation is your physiology. So understand, you are part of the presentation. If you're trying to get somebody to buy some upscale stuff and you've got a bunch of ripped up, ratty clothes, you're not congruent. I'm sorry. Now, if they're ripped up and ratty and expensive, maybe different. You know, maybe it's a look. But again, I still go for at least I personally subscribe to dress one level above your audience. At the very least, match your audience. But if you can go one level above. And then another thing, if you're happy, tell your face, smile, have fun doing this. This is a blast. You have an opportunity to do this. You're not required to do any of this. So enjoy what you do. I enjoy every bit of this. It's just the way it is. Smile, be happy. Again, motions, gestures, positioning, they all convey a message. Everything you're doing. Are you warm, inviting, and pleasant? Are you condescending and insulting? I got a buddy that I've been on the road with, gosh, 12, 13, 14, 15 years. Some of you are going to know who it is just by the description I get. I'm not going to give his name. But I have said to him, you could easily close twice as much of the audience if you didn't beat on half of them. And he goes, it's just who I am. And it's a choice. And he's chosen. And after saying the same thing for 12, 13, 14 years, I'm pretty sure he's not going to change. Great guy, super guy when you know him. But he lets it fly. He is not PC. I can assure you that. And quite frankly, on one side, I congratulate him for it. How about open palms with eye contact? In other words, if you're using your hands gesturing, you don't use fingers to point, you use palms to point, and you use them with your palms up because it's welcoming. Have eye contact with people. Again, you got to learn to like people, folks. If you're presenting stuff and you want them to take action and give you money for it, you've got to get them to like you. And you do that by being welcoming, opening, inviting, pleasant. Now, there's some people that get away with a different persona. I'm sorry, that's not me. And there's only so many people that can handle that. And it seems like most of them don't have that great a longevity. The next thing when you're executing is learn to read body language. When people cross their arms, when people put their hand pointing up to their temple, when people do very different things, nonverbal communication tells far more than verbal communication. Are they fidgeting in their seats? Are they leaning forward? All of those things mean things. I would encourage you, learn body language. Sometimes people cross their arms because they're mad. Sometimes they cross their arms because they're cold. Do you know the difference? Well, it'd be a very valuable thing to learn. Become an observer of your own presentation. What does that mean? That means be able to look over your own shoulder and see what you're presenting and the value of what you're doing to make sure that you're being as effective as you're choosing to be, as you truly want to be. I want you to be the best you can be. That's why I'll help you any way I possibly can. It's why this lesson, this group of 8 lessons here, are some of the most powerful people have ever taken with me and through me. I mean, we've had people sell millions of dollars of products because of these particular lessons. I wish the same for you, if that's in fact what you desire. So again, here to help. Take it seriously. Word choice is critical. A single word can be enough to excite your listener or turn them off. Totally amazing. Now, my speaking mentor, John Childers, the best on the planet, he got me so fine-tuned that I can hear a single word that either makes it or breaks it for you. Well, he taught me that because he could do it himself. And we were in Dallas at an event, and he had a 90 minutes time slot and I had a 90-minute time slot after him. And he said, afterwards, would you like to come and debrief this? And I said, absolutely. Are you kidding me? I would love to debrief. He said, okay, after you're done speaking, sign books, do the things you need to do, and then come to my suite and we'll debrief it. Bring a notepad. I said, yes, sir, I will. So I did my thing and it seemed to go pretty well. And when I was done, I went up to his room and I said, okay, John, I'm ready. I got my notepad, my pen. He goes, would you like a drink? I said, do I need one? He goes, I'm pretty sure you do. I said, yes, sir, then I would. And so he poured me a drink and I sat down. I had my notepad, my pen. I was ready to go. And I said, okay, fire away. He said, remember at 38 minutes where you said the word appropriate? Yeah. Advantageous would have been a much more powerful word. I said, awesome. I wrote it down. He said, that's it. In 90 minutes, it came down to one word that he felt was so much more powerful that it would turn people on versus turning them off. Word choice is critical. How you talk is critical. I talk about people going through, if I hold a door at a Starbucks and allow a lovely young lady to go through, typically, what will they say? Most will say thank you. How do most people respond? You're welcome. Well, you're welcome is appropriate, but it's it doesn't differentiate you. So when somebody says thank you, I say it's my pleasure. Or it's an honor. In other words, I up-leveled the vocabulary. How many times have you held open a door? Somebody has walked through and they said thank you, and then you've heard no problem. Well, whoever implied it was a problem? It wasn't a problem until you implied it was a problem or that there was no problem. You created your own problem. Word choice is critical. And these are just examples. I can give you so many more. I mean, people resist change, but they love to improve. Very rarely will you hear me say the word change. I'll say, how do we improve this situation? Why? Because people embrace improvement. People resist change. Word choice, simple things. How about online platform versus how would you like to be part of our global community? Another online platform? Oh, geez. Or man, be part of this global community. We've got big things working here. See, there's not any one thing that you're going to learn through these sessions that's going to make the difference. It's going to be a whole bunch of little things. But when you put the whole bunch of little things together, they become really big things. So that's offer the goods. That's presentation. So our next session, we go to session 6, weather the storm, handling objections. I know you're going to love that. I am so excited for you. Thank you so much. You are doing such a great job pounding through all this. Just wait till we keep on going. We'll see you again. God bless. Have a fabulous day. Thanks for who you are. You're awesome.